good, YouTube? It's Adam from Ava Music Mobile. Welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to go ahead and remake from scratch Bells by Lil Wayne. The tempo for this one is 90 beats per minute, and the track is produced by Lil Wayne and Manny G. This song is the 6', 7', a milli type of song for the Carter 6, and just like those records, this features drums and a sample. To kick things off, we're going to change our tempo mode over to automatic mode. This way when we bring in that sample, we can easily find where we need to chop up. Now there is 3 different sections we need to take, but I'm just going to bring in the sample for now. It's LL Cool J's Rock the Bells, and the main section that we need starts at bar 6. That chop there is for the intro. So what we're gonna do is turn flex mode on this track just to make sure that when we change the tempo, the regions will automatically stretch to the new tempo of 90 beats per minute. So let's go ahead and change our tempo to a new tempo, or to the Bells tempo of 90 beats per minute. We're gonna take, let's just duplicate this track. We'll take this, bring it to the top, and this is our intro bit. Let's mute out this. It sounds like this. So the other thing we gotta do here is just add in a little bit of EQ for some tone shaping. And we'll take out some of the lows. And then we'll just add some chorus just to soften it up a bit. So we'll go Control-Command-P and we'll bring in Logic's chorus. Let's bring down the mix a bit. And that's pretty much your intro, and then we get some bells in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a new software instrument track. And I'm gonna bring the drum kit because I've included it with the drum kit here. We'll go to, it should be at the top here, Bells drum kits. And this happens right at the end here. So that is the intro, and then it goes into some drums. Now the sample does switch up a little bit, so we'll get to that first. So we're gonna go back to this original piece over here, and we're gonna take bar 3 to bar 4. It's with a whistle in it, and that's basically the main sample that loops throughout the entire track. All right, so let's go ahead, just call this intro. Let's duplicate this. This is the main sample. Let's go ahead and bring that down here, and we'll just duplicate that 4 times. And it sounds like this. All right, now let's go ahead and just open up the EQ and adjust it a little bit. So we're gonna open up the EQ, and we're gonna pull out more of the highs here. It's gonna be a little bit darker sounding. And we'll pull out more of that drum beat. And then we'll just boost this up a little bit here. All right, so that's in the background, and then we get some drums. And right here at the end of the 2-bar pattern, we get another clap. So it kind of goes like this. All right, next up, we got the wood block. All right, next, the kick. First thing we're gonna do is change this over to 32 steps, and we're just gonna step in our pattern. So it's gonna go something like this. So that is the main pattern right there for the kick, then the 808. All right, so that is the main drum pattern, and then we're gonna go ahead and duplicate that up, and we're gonna bring in some hi-hats. So let's go ahead, just duplicate that up. We'll bring in the hi-hats. We'll go create a new pattern region. We'll start it off with a 2-step pattern. And then let's add those rolls. So we're gonna change our step to 32 steps, and we're gonna change this over to repeat. And we're just going to repeat this bit. Repeat over here. This here over again. And this over here. Now the 808 does switch up a little bit. What we're going to do here is open up our 808s. We're going to focus in on the end. And it's going to go something like this. So this note kind of slides down. So we're going to bring it down one full octave. And we're going to stretch out this pattern a bit. And this note is going to glide into that note. So we're just going to pull this back a bit. So if I play this full out bar past the full bar point. So see how that 808 kind of slides down. And to get that done in my sampler track over here, I've just set my mode over to legato and pulled up the glide to 500 milliseconds. If it was a quick glide, it won't have the same effect. So it's got to be a slower glide. So we're going to pull that back up. All right, and then of course that takes us into the next pattern. So we kind of get into a little bit of a breakdown. So I'm going to go ahead and just duplicate this track. And this is going to be the same sort of sample that we used here, except it's going to be shaped a little differently. So we're going to call this the breakdown sample, just so you can see it, what's happening here. And first thing what we're going to do here is open up the top end, and we're going to pull back this gain, and we're going to pull back this amount here. So it's going to be more open. And then we're going to add in some automation, so it kind of goes from like the left channel to the right channel and back again. So to do that, we're going to go change our mode over to touch mode, and I'm going to play around with the pan knob here. So we're going to start from center to left to right and back again. All right, so that's it. Here is the automation. It might not be perfect, exact, but I might have went a little too low here. So let's go ahead and just lift this portion up here. Might have went a little too far, so just bring that up. All right, and this is what it sounds like. And then underneath that, we get some vocals from LL Cool J. So for that, we're gonna go back to our original sample, and we just wanna take a little snippet from over here. So the rock thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just chop right here, and I wanna take the acapella of LL Cool J here. So we're gonna click apply, and I just want the rock the part. So I just want rock that, but it's okay, we can chop that up later. So what we're gonna do is just drag this into a quick sampler optimized, and then we'll just draw in that pattern for that chop. So I'm gonna create a new pattern region, and I'm just gonna put it on 1, 2, 3, 4. Except we gotta get that sample lined up properly. So let's open up our sampler, just bring it to here. Let's take out this little bit, do a little fade. Do the one shot. And then what we're going to do here is open up our velocity, and then as it plays, it's going to get quieter. So it's kind of like a little echo or delay, if you will. All right, and then we need to do a little tone shaping to that. So let's open up an EQ. And let's make it a little bit more narrow and bring out some of the lows here. And this too also gets that automation treatment that goes left to right. So let's go ahead and turn on our touch mode. And for this one, we're gonna start on the left and then bring it to the right. All right, so something like that. Again, it's probably not perfect, but you get the idea. And then at the end of the section, I just want to point this one out. There's a little bit of a tape stop at the end of this sample. So I'm going to bring in my fade tool, and I'm going to bring it up to, I think it's going to be this long over here. So 1/4 beat long. And for this fade, we're going to go over to our region inspector here, and we're going to turn on slow down. This way, listen what happens when it comes to this point here. You kind of get this tape stop effect. It's in the track, so I want to show you how to do that here as well. And then we get the chorus, which is the biggest part of the track. So what we're going to do here is copy over this sample once again. We're going to create a new track here, and this is the chorus sample. It gets a little different thing happening on the EQ. So what we're going to do here is we're going to open up the EQ fully once again. Let's just bring this down here. We're going to pull back our bass here. All right, I'm going to turn off the gain here, and we're just going to take a little bit of the top end out. All right, so it's a little bit brighter for the chorus. Let's bring over everything here. We're going to bring in the Rockla as well. For the first half of the chorus, the 808 does switch up again. So we get a couple more hits here. So I'm just going to use a chop tool here just to cut in the new hits. Another hit over here. So we get something here. So this note over here gets dropped down. And then we'll chop it up here and bring this note down 1. All right, and on the second half, and these two just go up. This gets moved over. Add another note over here. And then we get those boxing ring bells back in here. So it's gonna sound like this. And then we get some open hats. And then we're just gonna go ahead and duplicate that over. And the 808 does switch up again, except I'm going to switch up the first time. I think over here, after just checking the song once again, I think I screwed up. The 808s that we switch up here is actually happening on the second time, or the second run over. So here, these notes just get pushed up. We're going to push this one up as well. We're going to add one more here, and this gets pushed up. So that's the first 808 pattern. All right, so that's pretty much the foundation to the beat. And then of course it gets arranged and mixed. So I'm gonna go do that. And when we come back, I'm gonna show you just a couple things that we need to add. All right, so here we are in the final arrangement of the beat. There are a couple things I wanted to point out. For one, in this section over here, we get a snare roll. It's a new snare sound. You probably saw it on my drum kit while we were doing the tutorial. But here is the snare roll that happens at this section over here. And then over here on this section, we just get the clap reversed before it goes into like this little drop here. This right here. All right, so we get a little, that's basically the same clap as we had before, just reversed. All right, so there's our clap. Shift Control R to reverse it, and you get that. All right, so those are just a few little things that happen in the track, in the arrangement. Next, let's go ahead and take a listen to everything together. Logic Pro users out there, I'm gonna go ahead and save this entire session for you, place it as a downloadable link below this video. If you don't use Logic, I got your back as well. I'm gonna explore the MIDI stems, audio stems, and of course include the drum kit that you heard in this remake. You can find that entire playback down below the like button as well. If you do have any questions on this or just want to chat or have any suggestions for future videos, let's go chat down below. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.